Hello, my name's Barry and welcome to Non-Stop Wrestling Chat for Wrestlemania Night 2, Part 2, whatever they were calling it again. Guys, so this night was a lot better than last night. It had a little bit more action packed in it, to say the least. Now that's not saying it had the best matches. Every match was just above a 2-star, with a few exceptions here and there, but yeah, it was a good night. It was fun to watch, and they definitely got it back from the shit show that was the Saturday night. So guys, we're just going to kick it off. So first off, it was Liv Morgan against Natalia. Liv Morgan got the win. This match was okay. Nothing else to really say about it. It was the right winner, giving Liv Morgan the win at WrestleMania. 1.5 stars. Again, it was nothing special. It was okay. Then we had one of the best matches of the night, the NXT Women's Championship match against Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. The only problem with this one was the ending. Charlotte got the win. I don't feel Charlotte needed the win here. I really think it was a wrong call and they could have kept it on Rhea, but it was a good solid match anyway. It's probably going to build into a good rivalry going on in the future. Yeah, it was a great, good psychology, strong layout, physical match. It really felt like a good sense of urgency within it, and it was a great start to the show. I really enjoyed this part of the show, and it kind of didn't really pick up much after that. I think this was the best match on the card, to be honest with you. The next match we had was Aleister Black against Lashley. Aleister Black defeated Lashley. I gave this a 2.5 stars. Sorry guys, the last one I gave a 4. This one I gave 2.5. He did a good job to keep the action moving. It was nothing special. Black getting the win was good. It was the right call. But yeah, it's nothing special here. It just was. It was there. 2.5 stars for this one, guys. Like I says, I'm really happy Aleister Black got the win, but it was nothing special. The next match was Otis against Dolph Ziggler. I gave this a 2.5 stars as well, guys. It wasn't a great match, but the best thing about this is to remember the ending when true love prevailed. That was the best part of it. And it was good to see Otis pick up that win as well. 2.5 stars for this. I love this storyline, and I love the Otis and the love kind of triangle that he was in. It was really fun. Yeah, so I liked that. I liked this match. I liked the finish of it, but it was an okay match. The next match is a match that a lot of people hated on the card. So a lot of people didn't like this one at all. I thought it was a good solid match. Showing two guys kind of doing what they're good at doing, and it was cool to see. So it was the last man standing match against Edge and Randy Orton. Now it was really cool to see around the performance centre. When they were doing back and forths in different parts in the performance centre, it was great, especially in the gym part. I really enjoyed. When they were at the table and Edge came off the cage it was on the ceiling. Not sure why there was a cage there, but he did. Yeah, this one was. I think it did go on a little bit too long. It came in at 36 minutes 40 seconds. I feel it could have been lowered down, but just to build up that last man standing, people being in fatigue and stuff like that. I thought this was a really great match. Now I've read a lot of things saying this was the worst match of the night. People saying that they hated this and things like that, but I thought it was great. It was great to see those guys getting back into the ring and doing what they do best. So I gave this 3 stars, guys. I thought this match was middle of the road. It was interesting. Kept you going. I could see how it could be interpreted as being too long, especially with Edge just coming back and things like that. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. The next match was the Raw Tag Team Championship match. The Street Profits versus Angel and Austin. I gave this a 2 stars. It was okay. My notes were, it was okay. It was a cool change of pace from the last man standing match, but it wasn't anything near what you would think it would be. It was just okay, and yeah, it was okay. There's nothing much else I can say about that. Next, we had the SmackDown Women's Championship elimination match, which was Bayley, Sasha Banks, Tamina, Lacey Evans, and Naomi. This match went on too long. Now, it only came in at just under 20 minutes, at 19 minutes 20 seconds. I gave it a 2.5 stars. Bayley picked up the win, but it just went on a little bit too long. It lost a lot of kind of steam as it was going along, but it was cool to see them build up that Sasha Banks and Bayley split that's going to come in the future anyway. That was cool to see, but it just really wasn't. It really wasn't much of an interest at the start. It was cool, but then it just kind of died out as it went on. The next match is a match that you could say is like Marmite. You're either going to love it, you're going to hate it. It's the Firefly Funhouse match. The Fiend defeated John Cena, and this was at 13 minutes. This was a really interesting one. Not as good as the Boneyard match from last night, but it was interesting. At least they tried something different, thinking out of the box, trying to make things happen for WrestleMania, try to make it that intriguing thing that you have to watch. Like, I'm telling people to go watch the Boneyard match and the ladder match from last night. People are going to be, they want people to just keep tuned their flat so you can go watch it, and then you might tune into the rest of the show. It was fun to see John Cena's older gimmicks come back and stuff like that. That was really fun. But I gave this a 2.5 stars. It wasn't great. It was a lot of stop and starting. I get what they were doing, but it was a lot of stop and starting. 2.5 stars. Came in at 13 minutes. It was good to see Bray Wyatt pick up the win over John Cena at WrestleMania. But it was at best okay. Again, then we had the WWE Championship match, Drew McIntyre against Brock Lesnar. Drew McIntyre won. I think this was the right decision to give it to Drew, especially from being from Glasgow myself. I wish he had this moment in front of a big crowd. It would have been so much better. This match was really short. Came in at 4:30. Again, I gave it a 2.5 stars. It wasn't really much in it. It was just a back and forth between pretty much finishing moves, and then Drew picked up the win. That was all. Overall, for this whole night, it kind of started off strong. It dipped away, came back with the last man standing match, and then dipped away. But I gave it a 2.5 stars. And that's what I'm going to give the whole of WrestleMania. So in both nights included, it's a 2.5 stars as well. 2.5 out of 5. It wasn't a great showing. It was okay. Good on the guys for putting on shows and on work to try and keep people entertained. Not really sure what's going to be happening after Raw. I see that they had Money in the Bank's May the 25th, I think it is now. But I think that might be getting moved. I don't really know what's going to happen after this. If they've got enough Raws and SmackDowns booked, because I know in Florida they're in a full lockdown now, so I know they're not going to really be able to do any more kind of shows. So I don't know if it's going to be wrestling's first hiatus or anything like that. But this is going to be a fun period of time in wrestling to watch and see what happens. But for me, I'm going to be watching the WWE Network. I'm going to be going back, watching the old kind of classic WCWs, ECWs, early 2000s SmackDown, Raw, things like that. And just getting some wrestling that I feel is good and fun, and even matches that right up until last year that I feel was good and fun. This, I don't know what's happening with WWE just now. It really feels like they're just kind of missing the mark, and this is what the title of wrestling should be just now: I don't know, because nobody knows what's coming and going. Nobody knows what's going on. And it really feels quite like none of these guys wanted to be there for WrestleMania, apart from a few here and there. So for me, it would be the Last Man Standing match, the Charlotte and Rhea match, the Funhouse match, Boneyard match, and Ladder match were the ones that were standout. Apart from that, you could have literally just put them all on and had a great WrestleMania. Add in the 2 championship matches, maybe one or 2 others, and I would have had a great, fun, unique WrestleMania all on a Sunday. Basing it over 2 nights, I feel as well, as much as it's good because 7 hours can be a drag to sit through, I really enjoyed the 2 nights because then I knew when it was done I still had another night to go. Obviously if you had NXT as well, then you would have your further 2 nights, but I feel like it was just something was missing. Something was really missing from WrestleMania, and I know it's probably the crowd and stuff like that, but I'm even meaning in the wrestling, and those guys probably they can't draw from those crowds that are there and stuff like that. So I know it's probably a hard thing, but there was just something really missing from WrestleMania this year, and I would go on record to say this is either the worst or the second worst WrestleMania in the 36 years of it existing. Anyway guys, let me know what you thought about WrestleMania. We're going to actually start doing a podcast more. We're going to try and get some wrestlers on, and we're going to try and make this a weekly thing, just with work and stuff like that. Just now, I think I'm going to have a little bit more time, so we're probably going to get a little kind of weekly thing organised, and we might go back and review some old pay-per-views. If anybody wants to be on the podcast, just hit me up and we'll be able to get something sorted. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and let me know what you thought about WrestleMania. Have a great day.